Welcome! Willkommen! Yokoso! This is Let's Speak English, German, Japanese Live, Episode 5. The theme of this episode is work, Arbeit, Shigoto. Before we start, let's look at this month's 365 language planets. So far, we have 11 language planets: Takanona, K-E-Y-O, Takeagnor, Kanmama, Charming, Tetsuro, Takesh, K-Workshop, Omeg, and Hiromi Okada. Way to go! If you want to become 365 language planets, all you need to do is share an idea in the chat. So, let's begin! Lass uns anfangen! Hajimemashou! The first question of tonight's show is, my work is sometimes stressful, but very interesting. How about you? Auf Deutsch. Meine Arbeit ist manchmal stressig, aber sehr interessante. Wie ist deine Arbeit? Nice to see you, Tetsuro. Thank you. 日本語で、私の仕事は時々ストレスがたまりますが、とても面白いものでもあります。あなたのお仕事はどうですか? So now, please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. Jetzt schreibe deine Antwort bitte in den Chat oder in die Kommentare. 今、チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。You have 4 minutes. Sie haben 4 Minuten. 4分間あります。Alright, so my work is sometimes stressful, but very interesting. How about your work? Alright, so that's my question in English. So please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. Alright, Tetsuro says, my work is challenging, but I like it. That's great. Very nice. Thank you for sharing your answer. So in German, meine Arbeit ist manchmal stressig, aber sehr interessant. Wie ist deine Arbeit? Okay, charming. Thank you for joining tonight's show. Me too. My work is sometimes very stressful, but I like my work. Nice idea. Thank you for sharing your idea, charming. All right. So my question in German was, meine Arbeit ist manchmal stressig, aber sehr interessant. Oh, ja, interessant. Wie ist deine Arbeit? Schreibe deine Antwort bitte in den Chat oder in die Kommentare. All right, K-Workshop, thank you for joining tonight's show. My work too, and my work is sometimes busy. Okay, great. Thank you for sharing your idea. So, 私の仕事は時々ストレスがたまりますが、とても面白いものでもあります。あなたの仕事は どうですか? All right. YO says, me too. My work is always stressful, but very good for me. How about you? Thank you for sharing your idea, YO. That's great. あなたのお仕事はどうですか? All right. Kamama says, my work is a little tough, but I have to prepare for my students. Because I have to prepare for my students. Perfect. Great job, Kanmama. Thank you for sharing your idea. As I just posted my question, now, 今、チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。All right, Takanona, thank you for joining tonight's show. My work is stressful, about once every 3 months, and when the results are good, I feel good. All right, great. Nice work. All right, let's move on to the next section. So now, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. Jetzt bitte schreib eine neue Frage in den Chat oder in die Kommentare. 今、チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。You have 4 minutes. Sie haben 4 Minuten. 4分間あります。All right. So now, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. Jetzt bitte schreib eine neue Frage in den Chat oder in die Kommentare. Alles ist gut. 今、チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。何でも大丈夫です。ぜひ試してください。Please try. You can write a question in English, German, or Japanese. English, Deutsch, or something else. 日本語 Okay. Tetsuro says, do you want to change your job? I sometimes think about it. Well, I would maybe about 2 years ago. I think about 2 years ago, I was really thinking about not teaching kids lessons anymore because I had a lot of stress from my kids lessons. But recently, not so much stress, just sometimes a little bit. So I don't think about changing my job as much as I used to. Tetsuro, why do you think about changing your job? It's a great question. If you have a question, please write it in the chat or in the comments. Jetzt bitte schreib eine neue Frage in den Chat oder in die Kommentare. 今、チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。All right, Takanona says, my daily life is sometimes busy with work and hobbies, but sometimes I feel happy. How about you? Great question. Sometimes my life is busy too, but I feel happy. quite a bit. I would say quite a bit. You know, the only big problem is when I have too many lessons in one day. And maybe like a live show too. I have lots of lessons and a live show in one day. Sometimes that's challenging. But yeah, great question. Nice work, Takanona. All right. If you have a question, you can share your question. All right. K Workshop says, are you satisfied with your work? Great question. Yeah, yeah. I'm usually satisfied. Not always, especially with kids lessons. Sometimes the kids lessons don't go as well as I hope, and so that's a little disappointing. But generally speaking, I would say I'm satisfied. How about you, K Workshop? All right. As you type, if you're typing still, please continue, and you can share your ideas anytime during the show. But let's move on to the second question of tonight's show. Okay, before we do that, let's see. Tetsuro says, I want to be a worker linked to a library, such as a librarian. Sounds fun. A workshop, sometimes yes, sometimes no. Okay, great. All right, so the second question of tonight's show is, what kind of work do you do? Auf Deutsch, welche Art von Arbeit machen Sie? 日本語でどんな仕事をしていますか? So now, please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. Jetzt schreibe deine Antwort bitte in den Chat oder in die Kommentare. 今、チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. You have 4 minutes. Sie haben 4 Minuten. 4分間あります. What kind of work do you do? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. Welche Art von Arbeit machen Sie? Schreibe deine Antwort bitte in den Chat oder in die Kommentare. All right, Tetsuro says, I'm an office worker in a transportation company. All right, that's nice. I did a lot of office work when I was in college in different departments at a university. So yeah, that's very nice. Thank you for sharing your idea, Tetsuro. どんな仕事をしていますか? チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. I would say, for all right, Kan Mama says, I sometimes work as a fork art instructor. All right. Interesting. I gotta research. I gotta research that kind of art. K Workshop says, I work in a machine manufacturer as an engineer. That sounds cool. Sounds fun. Sounds tough. All right, Charmin says, I teach business manner to the freshman and business person. Sounds like an interesting job. Takanona says, my job is to investigate and research the state of the company. Sounds interesting. Hiromi Okada, thank you for joining tonight's show. Hi, I work as a clerk of the specialty store in Ginza, Tokyo, long time ago. Okay, great idea. Thank you for sharing your idea. So, if you're just joining the show, please feel free to share your answers and new questions in the chat. So now, yeah, we're just doing it right now, the answering section. All right. Well, if you're still typing, please continue and share your answer anytime during the show. Or after the show is okay too. All right. So now, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. Jetzt bitte schreib eine neue Frage in den Chat oder in die Kommentare. 今、チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。You have 4 minutes. Sie haben 4 Minuten, 4分間あります。All right, so now you can write a new question in the chat or in the comments. Anything is okay. Yes. All right, Hiromi Okada says, but after reading lots of mysteries, I wish to be a detective or private eyes. Okay. I think, for the private eye, you could say, I wished, yes, wished, good. And actually, it's a private eye. Private eye. Very nice. Nice correction. All right. So, jetzt bitte schreib eine neue Frage in den Chat oder in die Kommentare. Alles ist gut. All right. K Workshop says, what kind of work do you want to do? Great question. Well, it's kind of the interesting thing about work is I think it's very connected to the mood. And so, if you feel like, oh, I want to talk to people, teaching is a good job. But if you don't want to talk to people, maybe farming or a different kind of job might be good. How about you, K Workshop? What kind of work do you want to do? I think I might know the answer. All right. So I was saying, 今、チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。何でも大丈夫です。All right, KE, thank you for joining tonight's show. What job do you think is the most popular among children today? Great question. Well, a lot of, in I have a son who's in elementary school, and a lot of people say a lot of kids say, not a lot, some of the kids say YouTuber. Some kids want to be a YouTuber. But there is a very big variety. Very big variety. All right. K Workshop says, I want to open a workshop called K Workshop. Sounds cool. That's good. Hashtag K Workshop. Very nice. All right. Tetsudo says, are you a night person or a morning person? I'm a morning person. Great question. Takanona says, was ist Ihr Beruf? Great question. So, great question. All right. So, and Tetsudo's question, I used to be a night person, but nowadays I'm more of a morning person too, like you. So, since Takanona asked, ich bin Englischlehrer für Kinder und Erwachsene. Okay, so I just wrote, I'm an English teacher for kids and adults. Erwachsene. Okay, great question, Takanona. Nice work. All right, let's move on to the last question of tonight's show, which is, do you want to try a new job? Auf Deutsch, möchten Sie einen neuen Job ausprobieren? 日本語で新しい仕事に挑戦してみませんか? So now, please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. Jetzt schreibe deine Antwort bitte in den Chat oder in die Kommentare. 今、チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. You have 4 minutes. Sie haben 4 Minuten. 4分間あります. Do you want to try a new job? Do you want to try a new job? All right, please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. Tetsuro says, I want to be a librarian someday. Great, nice work. Sind Sie eine All right, Charmin says, no, I don't. I want to continue my present job. Okay, great. Nice idea, Charmin. Very happy to hear that. Sind Sie einen neuen Arbeit ausprobieren? Schreibe deine Antwort bitte in den Chat oder in die Kommentare. Miyokata says, my dream job is an owner of the flower shop. I want to make bouquets for customers. Nice idea. That sounds very exciting and fun. Okay, Workshop says, I want to try after I retire from my current work. Nice. That's great. All right. 新しい仕事に挑戦してみませんか? All right. Takanona says, I want to get back to studying. That's great. All right. So, チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. Do you want to try a new job? Please let me know by writing your answer in the chat. Möchten Sie einen neuen Arbeit? Job ausprobieren? Okay. Kan Mama says, if I were young, I would have liked to be a tour conductor. Nice idea. All right. In my case, I would say, ちょっと新しい仕事に挑戦してみたいです。ちょっと。But I'm very happy. I'm very happy with my current job, but maybe in the future, it might be fun to try something new. All right. Well, let's move on to the last section. Oh, KE says a YouTuber would be nice. Yeah, I hope, if you do, please let me know. All right. Well, let's move on to the last section of, I don't know if I clapped enough. Nice idea, KE. Let's move on to the last section of tonight's show, which is, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. Bitte schreib eine neue Frage in den Chat oder in die Kommentare. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください. You have 4 minutes. Sie haben 4 Minuten. 4分間あります. All right, so now please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. Everything is okay. Bitte schreib eine neue Frage in den Chat oder in die Kommentare. Alles ist gut. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください. 何でも大丈夫です. All right, Charmin says, do you want to try a new hobby? Great question. Not so much right now, but how about you, Charmin? Takanona says, do you like working alone or with colleagues? Great question. I know for me, I like working mostly alone and a little bit with colleagues. How about you, Takanona? I think, in my job, I'm often working with people, and so with students. So I think when I'm not working with students, I like to work alone usually. But how about you, Takanona? Please let me know. All right, Tetsuro says, do you like working at home? Great question. I do like working at home. The only bad point about working at home is like when you have lunch. And I feel like when I have lunch at home by myself, It's kind of lonely. So I like uh, I like going to an office and having lunch with other people in the office. How about you, Tetsuro? Do you like do you like working at home or do you want to work at home? Please let me know. All right, K Workshop says, "Do you want to try a new activity you've never done? You've never done?" Great question. I think I might have to think about it, but maybe. How about you, K Workshop? KE says, "Are you happy with your current job?" Great question. Yeah, I would say, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with my current job. But I feel like, and I think teaching language is very important, but teaching people the energy management skills is maybe even more important. How about you, KE? K Workshop says, "I want to try skydiving." Wow. I don't know. For me, recently, I don't know. When I was young, I kind of thought about skydiving, but recently, not so much. Ethanol says, "I like working at home because it's less stressful." Yeah, I think so too. Working at home is very peaceful. It's very nice. You can listen to music. You can take a break. You can, lay down and rest when you. I like working at home too. Okay, well, if you're still typing, you can share your ideas in the chat or in the comments. So that's the end of tonight's show. Thank you so much for studying and using languages with me. Uh, we have live stream shows every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So if you haven't already, please subscribe and give the show a big thumbs up. I hope everyone has a great night, and I will see you next time. So, bis bald. Charmin says, grazie. Thank you, Charmin. Tetsuro, my pleasure, Tetsuro. Nice work. Mata chikai uchi ni aimashou. So have a good night. Till next time. Bye.